Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. And I had to take some imperfect action show today. I'm going to tell you, well, not take some imperfect action show. I had to take some imperfect action today. I'm going to tell you all about it. But before I do that, quickly, what is this show about? Well, the Imperfect Action Show is all about business, marketing. What am I talking about? It's going crazy right now. It's all about business, marketing, principles, strategies that are going to level you up. And we encourage you to take that imperfect action today in your business. Don't wait. Literally take it today so you can level up, right? Figure out what's working, what's not working, and that you can take your business to the next level. So on today's episode, I got an amazing guest. She's going to be here in like a second. But in the meantime, let me let me tell you guys a little bit about what today's episode is going to be all about. So, scrolling through the notes real quick. How important is it for you to have media behind your business? How important is it for you to amplify, your business messaging, your brand awareness? How is it important for more people to know about your products and your services? Well, I would think it's extremely important. And with that being the case, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 7 steps to get your brand media ready, right? How do you get media ready? How are you ready for these articles? How are you ready for these podcasts? How are you ready for these publications? How are you ready for YouTubes? How are you ready for anything, right? So it's literally all about getting the brand ready. So I got an amazing guest on, Miss Danielle Jeter, and she's going to be talking about getting your brand ready for the media, right? You want to make sure that you stay ready so when you have these opportunities, you can capitalize on the opportunities. Because the worst thing we can do as business owners, right, is to rush to get in front of the camera and not have our back end set up so we can't monetize on the leverage. I tell my clients this all the time. Yeah, it's great to be on a podcast. It's great to be on a show. It's great to have your ads running. But if you don't have solid call to actions, if your call to action do not take them somewhere, if the place that your call to action takes somewhere doesn't take them, isn't properly set up so you could capture the data, capture that lead information, and then also nurture it and then do a sale later, what are we doing, right? So it's extremely important that we stay ready, so we don't have to get ready, and you guys don't have to rush. So as soon as you come on, we're gonna tap into that. But really quick, what I'm gonna do is something that I always do. You guys know what it is. I'm literally about to text our text community, let them know that we are live and popping. So let me do that real quick. Let me see. So she's about to hop on in a second. Let me see you guys in the comments. Okay, cool. So I'm about to send this message. You guys let me know. Let me know what it looks like on your end. I literally had to take some imperfect action this morning and move because the internet was down where I was at. So as a result, the show couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally couldn't go where I was at. So I had to literally hop in an Uber, drive over to my friend's crib, use their internet, take some imperfect action, make sure the show is for you guys at the proper time every single day. So I'm just trying to let you know the things that you need to do to execute, right? So we are live talking about getting media ready, right? So I just sent that text out. So guys, listen, if you're a service-based business owner or product-based business owner, right? Okay, it was blurry in the beginning. How's it now? Is it better right now? A little better right now? If you're a service-based business provider or a product-based business provider, one of the most important things for you to do is get amplification on your business. You want more people to know about your product and about your service. One of the things that I always talk about is sometimes you don't even have to improve, right? Like your product doesn't even have to get better. You may not even have to get better, right? If you're making steady sales, you just need to get in front of more people. Now, what I'm saying is you don't want to neglect the fact that you want to actually improve, right? I'm not saying don't work on your craft. I'm not saying don't improve your products. I'm not saying don't improve your processes and your service. But improving it isn't necessarily the way for you to do more sales, right? Especially in the short term. One of the things that you want to do is literally, if you're getting 10 sales a month, 15 sales a month, let's say you're making 5K or 10K a month. You really just want to make an extra five. And maybe you want to extra, make an extra two. Maybe you want to make an extra 10. You want to go to 5 to 10, for 10 to 20, 20 to 30, right? You don't need to improve the thing. You just need to get in front of more people, because if you currently have clients, well, you're going to just go find more clients like the clients that you have. Your current clients is proof that what you're doing is working. People want your thing. They want your product. They want your service. They're convinced. You have a good sales pitch, right? You just need to get in front of more folks, right? So I think my guest just popped on. Goes boom. I see stream. What up? What up? What up?
What's up? What's
Those,
up?
those look like good colors you got right now.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I like what's going on. So
Appreciate that.
before we jump back in it, I want to reintroduce you real quick and then give you the opportunity so you can tell everyone about who you are, what you currently have going on. Then we'll jump into the conversation.
For sure.
All right, guys. So it's the Imperfect Action Show. You guys already know what it is. It's Tuesday, and on today's episode, we're talking about the 7 steps to get you media ready, right? And on today's episode, we got an amazing guest. I happened to just meet her through one of her mentees over the weekend, right? Miss Danielle Jeter. Welcome to the show, right? And shout out to
I am
Ashley, because
excited to
Ashley
be
definitely is the
here.
one that brought you to my attention. So we got to shout out Ashley real quick.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited to be here, the Imperfect Action Show. Brendan, it's so great to meet you. And of course, shout out to Ashley. She recently joined our team here at AOI Events and PR and is killing the game. I absolutely love working with young, vivacious talent who are hungry, go getters, ready to make it happen. And she's an HBCU alum as well. So I am truly grateful to make this connection. And I felt like, although I wasn't in person this weekend in Atlanta for Nehemiah Davis Mastermind, I was still very much in the room, thanks to Ashley and some of my other team members who were there. So I'm excited to be here. What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody?
Yeah, 100%. And I was just letting them know that I had to take some imperfect action today as well, because as I told you off camera, there was a fiber optic wire down in my area of town, so that resulted in the internet not working. So I could either cancel the show today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reschedule the show, or not do it, or just or do what I got to do to make sure the show is going to be on at the scheduled time, right?
Yep.
And that's literally one of the undertones of this show, is to get you guys to do whatever it is. Take this imperfect action. Don't even think about it. Just execute, right? Execute. So
Exactly.
quick little sidebar on that. But yeah, I want to welcome you to the show. Right before you jumped on, talking about how if you got a product-based business, service-based business, whatever you have going on, it's really about amplification of your messaging and your brand. And I was talking about how in some cases, and actually in most cases, you don't even necessarily need to improve your product or service. You just got to get more people to see it.
See it.
Yeah. And that's not to say that people shouldn't work on their craft and improve their products and improve their services. But if you currently already have customers, that's a great case study to let you know more people will buy. They just got to see you, right? So I think
Exactly.
that's a perfect segue to bring you in. So I would love it if you let them know a little bit about you, what you have going on, what impact that you bring to the marketplace and all of that. So why don't we start there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So My name is Danielle Jeter, and everyone calls me Jeter. So feel free to all my new friends who's over there right now. Feel free, you can call me Jeter as well. I am originally from Philadelphia, and I actually now currently live in Miami, Florida. And the beautiful thing about this experience is I've been an entrepreneur for the past 13 years. AOI Events and PR was my first business that I launched, and it's still the business that I am continuing to scale and grow strong in. And this business has literally taken me all over the world. And I'm truly grateful for that because when I started my business in 2009 in Atlanta, Georgia, at Spelman College, I was an anomaly, right? I was one of the very few graduates in the class of 2010 who actually had a business and who had decided at such a young age to go into business full time for myself. And so, while most people were going to get amazing opportunities in corporate America and other, careers, working for others as employees, I decided to do something drastically different. And it has been life changing. So, what I do in this business as a publicist is I help you to raise your brand awareness, your credibility, and your notoriety by getting you mainstream media features. What does that mean? So when clients want to amplify their message, when they want to reach a wider target audience, when they want to be known as the expert for what it is that they do, when they want to get that as seen on CNN, or they want to get that blue check in the press, they tend to work with people like myself who bring extreme value to any table. And so as a publicist, I specialize in media relations, branding, and also business strategy for my clients. And so what that means is I utilize brand awareness and marketing to next level your business and to help you scale that business to 6, 7, and 8 figures. And so I service B2B clients, and we tend to focus in on Black CEOs and women CEOs who are doing things to change the world. They have amazing stories to share, and they are inspiring people along the way. They're doing something extremely positive. So I love doing this work, and the areas that I focus in on the industries is fintech, women's empowerment, lifestyle, and also politics and government. So in a nutshell, that's what my business, that's what we do. We represent clients on the national, international level. I'm based here in Miami, but I am not restricted by location whatsoever.
So that's amazing, and I like how you position your story and talked about how you started from college and you stayed with it this whole time, and as a result, it's brought you all over the world. To a bunch of different places, which I think is pretty admirable because a lot of people start things and they quit, right? But you found something that worked and you stayed with it, and now you're starting to see more and more success and being able to have a bigger impact and helping more and more people. So I got a question, right? So I want to start
For
off kind
sure.
of I want to start off kind of different with this one. What are some of the things that most business owners don't do? Why don't we start off with that? Let's say, what are some of the things that they don't do when it comes to amplifying their brand awareness? Like simple mistakes. You know what I mean? Like simple things that you may notice. Maybe in the bio, maybe on a website. What are a couple of simple things that they just seem to kind of gloss over or skip over?
So you hit it right there. One of the steps that I always point out in my 7-step proven process is that you gotta have a headshot and a bio, right? A headshot that's not a selfie, a headshot that you actually invested in, going to work with a photographer to get you something extremely polished, and also making sure that your bio is updated at all times, right? So each time that you accomplish something, something shifts in your business, something changes, you should update that bio. And each time your look changes, like me, I have a variety of looks. So I always advise my clients to update their headshots at fourth quarter for the next year. So then
Mm,
that way, when first quarter comes, you are ahead of the game and you're not trying to run around at the last minute getting your headshots done. just put that into your calendar for fourth quarter and then get it done. But we do have a lot of advanced individuals out here who really invest in their marketing and their branding, and they do like photo shoots like ongoing. They have a photographer like on staff who's like on retainer with them. They might shoot with them every single month or every single quarter. But if you're not at that stage in the game, if that's not your flow, just if something grows on you, get new pictures. If you lose something, get new pictures. If your hair changes like me, every time you see me on Instagram, my hair gonna be different. Get new pictures. If you decided to change the color of your skin, get new pictures. If you decide to cut it all off, get new pictures. If you get cosmetic surgery, get new pictures. The thing is, when you are positioning yourself for public opportunities and you're standing on stages and you're accepting awards and you're presenting, the picture that you show, we want to see that person walk into the room. So just keep those things updated.
So I think that's pretty genius, right? And it's just and it's actually a very small and simple thing, and I think it is something that people kind of like gloss over. Oh yeah, I got a haircut, or this is my new style, whatever the case may be, or this is the type of clothes that I'm wearing, and they don't update that, right? So they'll still have like that, that 2001 picture up that they just never replaced. You know what I'm saying? And it's 2020, so you had 2022, so you had the same picture up for like 21 years, and just never thought to change it. And the bio is definitely powerful too, because I've been in situations where my bio ain't been updated, right? And then people request a bio from me, and I'm like, well, I can't send them this, right? Because it's like it ain't updated. And then sometimes they need it fast, so they're gonna go grab the
They
bio that,
always need it
right?
fast.
So they're gonna go grab the bio that they can find publicly, and that might not even be updated. You might have done changed the
Yep.
industry like twice. You still talking about that you do this, and you don't even do that.
Yep.
And then now they're using that to introduce you, and that's not even who you are anymore. You don't even
And that
operate
and
like
that's
that.
nobody's fault but yours.
100%. So I've definitely been in a situation where I had to go like update it real quick and just send it over just so it would be relevant. So I can see why that would be something that people need to pay attention to. All right. So what else is in these seven steps?
So, Brandon, you definitely bring up a good point. Before we move forward with the 7 steps, is that you gotta be, and you know what? It's the perfect segue. That is one of the things that will keep you media ready. When
Mm,
opportunities come for you to shine, when you have an opportunity to stand in front of someone's audience, for you to get on a platform, whether it's a media interview or a speaking engagement or a presentation, they always want it fast, right? They're going to be like, once you accept for the date, yes, I can do that date and time. Send me your bio and your headshot. Can you send it now? When can you send it? And you're right. They will go ahead and just find whatever is available, online for you. So just like this opportunity turned around so quickly, you and Ashley connected. You was like, boom, these are the dates. I said, boom, let's do it. You said, send it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And so it just moves so swiftly. So I would definitely say that was a very important point to bring up. And so for the 7 steps, right? You want me to go through all 7, or how you want me to break this down?
So what we'll do is well, we just talked about the picture in the bio, right? So let's start going through them, and if anyone has any questions, if the audience have any questions, they could drop them in the chat. We could touch on them. If not, I may flow back and forth with you, and then we'll just keep it going.
Okay, dope. Yes, for sure. So step 1 is, does your business solve a problem? And so these are the steps that are going to get you ready for the media, not necessarily, all right, once you get the opportunity and you're in the media, that's then a whole nother, process of execution. But I just want to make sure that all the brands, my entire intention and purpose for doing what I do is to amplify Black stories and women's stories. And the best way for us to amplify it is if that we are ready for these next level opportunities, right? So we can't say, you didn't know, or nobody told me, or why aren't they looking for me, or why am I overlooked, right? Because these are opportunities that they don't just fall in your lap. You have to arrive and be ready for these things. Black Enterprise is not going to call you out of nowhere, talk about, girl, come on my show, girl, come get on this. Like, have you positioned yourself? I want everybody on this live to be positioned. So if you are
Mm,
ready for position next level success, I need you to say I'm ready in the chat. If you really want these tips right now, because this is what I do day in and day out to help my clients move the needle forward for the last 13 years. It is my methodology. If y'all ready, I need to see y'all fire this chat up and say I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. All right, I see y'all. I see y'all for sure, for sure. So step number
listen,
one, does
I
your
tell you guys
business
this all the time. I'm hosting and I'm taking notes and I'm commenting. You guys have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
so does your business solve a problem? That's very important to identify because we just want to make sure that your business is in a place where it's operating, where it's thriving, where you have identified areas of need for your customers and your clients, and you actually have a business that is functioning and ready to go. I'm talking today to entrepreneurs and business owners. This is the steps for you. So, does your business actually solve a problem? Can you pinpoint and identify if someone was to ask you, what is the problem that your business solves, right? I want you to be able to answer that. First and foremost, that is a self reflective moment. Take that moment to take a step back. Yes, my business actually does solve a problem. Or I'm not too sure, right? And then that's where you have the opportunity to dig even deeper. But those businesses that are ready for next level success are those who have found an issue and are working actively towards solving it for their clientele and their customers, right? And so that's what entrepreneurship is really about. It's about being innovative. So, how innovative are you in your business? Step number two is define your marketing goals.
Mm.
I will tell you, this has been a game changer for me and my company when I began to work with those clients who actually got a marketing plan. They
So
actually
let me
have.
pause you real quick if you don't mind, right? Because I don't want to skip over this, right? Because a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, I have a plan for my business, but I never thought about actually having a marketing plan. Like I know I need to be doing some marketing, and actually marketing, I don't even understand it. So what type of marketing plan should I consider having? I think that's a good kind of like to kind of expand on what you're talking about there because I know people probably think about, yeah, I got a business plan, I got a business, but what type of marketing plan? I'm marketing confuses me, right? So what type
Facts.
of marketing plan should I have?
Excellent question, Brendan. So, your marketing plan tends to be a part of that business plan. It goes, it's documentation that really goes hand in hand. And so, one of the common failures that I found amongst, very eager entrepreneurs is that they might launch a business, get a storefront, get it popping, and then don't know how to market the business. But what problem do we have here? How are you going to make your money? How are we making money? So, your marketing plan is something that can be for 1 year, and you can break it down into 4 quarters, and then those 4 quarters break down into 3 months. And ideally, this is a overall marketing plan and strategy that you use to implement different marketing tactics within the business. So there's many ways to market a business, whether it's through public relations, which is what I do, digital marketing, video marketing, you do advertising, you do promotion, you do events, you do print and digital, you do actual paraphernalia. So there's many ways to market a business, but it's up to you to decide what works best for your industry and for your niche. So you want to write down those tactics. You want to write down the common use, like themes, the common use words, the traits, and those kind of commonalities that will position your business to be unique. And this plan is high level, and it's generic, but it's strategic, because this is something that you will be able to train any marketer that comes into your business, or a marketer that you hire to work alongside your business, to say, hey, these are the avenues that I want to use, and more importantly, these are the goals that I want to hit, these are the metrics that I want to hit, these are the numbers that I want to hit in my marketing. And it gives everybody a clear understanding of your vision. So it's very ill fitting for a business owner or CEO to hire a marketer without taking that step of defining what their marketing goals are, because then you hire this third-party marketer who comes in, and they're only trying to help you figure out what's in your head to market, but really you're the best person to market your business because you are the founder and you are the visionary of that particular entity. And so it's very ill-fitting for you to judge an individual and say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that, but you didn't give this individual any guidelines or any direction. So therefore they just shooting for the, hoping something will stick on the wall. So that basic thing, it don't take a long time to create, but that marketing plan really is super essential. And it created a breakthrough in my business working with clients who actually had those, because for so long we would do PR for clients who didn't have a PR plan. But I found my clients who had the marketing plan, and then you add the PR strategy on top of that, which is kind of like sprinkles on top of a sundae. Literally, we were able to get results for them almost immediately.
That's pretty ill. So quickly before we talk about one of the next steps, if somebody was putting together, let's say, a very native, and if they were on like a minimum budget, and they wanted to kind of put together something very native, and have a marketing plan for the next year, but their budget was kind of strapped. What are a couple things they could do quarter by quarter to amplify their messaging and get more brand awareness?
So the question is, how do they get the marketing plan put together, or what tactics can they use in the marketing plan?
What tactics could they use if they're on like a budget, and like let's say they're just starting, they are providing a solution to the marketplace. They have a client avatar, they're making a couple of sales, but they don't really have enough to actually secure somebody to do their marketing, but they know it's valuable. What are some of the tactics that they can kind of employ?
Good question. So I know that we have a lot of e-commerce businesses, we have a lot of product-based businesses, and the world's back open in most places, I think. And so events are happening. So I would suggest that you have an opportunity to be a part of other people's events. So one of my key strategies is to collaborate, attach the smaller brand with the bigger brand, and allow that attention to come to your business. That's a strategy that I've used to conquer every city that I've been in. And so I said, who can I pitch myself to show my value, right? That I bring something great to the table and that they will partner with me. For me, it was networking events. And I would amplify Atlanta, I would amplify Philadelphia with networking events every single month. And what I would do is I would get different sponsors and organizations to come alongside me to, amplify their goals and to also position my business in a greater light. And that killed the game for me. I was able to grow my listserv to, thousands and thousands of email subscribers by hosting these free events. And it was sweat equity for me. So I didn't have to, tangibly, monetarily spend a lot of money, because I was able to show value to potential sponsors and say, hey, we can work together on this event series, and this is why. And so they would agree to the event series, and then I was able to be a part of amazing networking opportunities. So I would say events are a great way for you to bring value. You can bring sweat equity to the table. You could vend at people's events. You could come in as a low tier sponsor. I think we are missing the opportunity in the game when it comes to sponsoring other people's events. It's one thing to buy a ticket to an event, but it's another thing to be on that step and repeat. It's you got a whole nother clout. You got a whole nother influence that you bring to the table when you say, you know what, I want to sponsor this event and I want to make sure that my brand is spotlighted alongside yours. That's a major play. And the big companies that we see, across the world, the McDonald's of the world, the Best Buys of the world, right? The Lobos and the Cirocs of the world, they invest their money heavily into sponsorships. Rinse and repeat. Do what they're doing.
100%. I actually got a little story that I can share about something that I did, and I just realized we're coming up on an hour. So if you have a couple more, if you do you still have some time, because I know we haven't even got through all of the steps yet.
I do have some time, and I do.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna share this little one thing, and then I'll let you get back to the steps. I definitely want to make sure that we respect your time but at the same time, we give some value to the people. So last year, and actually Stacey just dropped it in the chat. So last year, a good friend of mine, they do an annual networking mixer called Illuvione, right? And literally, I just met the man, I just met the people that was putting the event together. So he had asked me to sponsor, right? But I was like, you know what? Instead of sponsoring, why not I just pay to speak? So I paid him 500 to speak and get some sponsorship. Right? I got my logo on the Step and Repeat, and I
Right.
also have a little booth, right?
Yep.
That investment grew the email list. I got the money back 5 times. I sold product, right? And then more people knew who I was. So that's another thing that you guys can do. So with the events,
Yep.
if you want to take it a step further, if there's opportunities for you to get on a panel or speak, and you could just make an investment to do that, I would definitely make that investment. So I definitely want 100%. Just back you on the events. I think the events is definitely like a cheat code if you use them strategically.
Yep. And you don't got to do an event every month. You could, like you said, be strategic. Do one a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Do 2, 3 big opportunities a year, but just strategically think about, how you can amplify those opportunities for yourself. And I mean, they're game changers. I know that we are, we're about to be live. Some people are already live in the metaverse. We head into the metaverse. We super digital, but that human connection that you can make while we still here, definitely make sure that you can create touch points for your business, because that draws so much support for your business. When people can actually see, touch, and feel the personality of you and your business, it will next level a success for you for sure.
100%. So we got number one. What does
Got
define
number
what your
2.
business? Yep, we got number one. We got number two. So we're at number three right now.
Number 3 is, do you have something of value to say? So key, so important. We live in a day and age where, like I said, we on a show right now on my laptop, on your digital, you in LA, I'm in Miami, y'all wherever y'all are. Shout outs, where are y'all from? Shout outs in the comments where y'all from, and drop
Yeah,
y'all websites too. I want to network with y'all. But we
let's
live in a
do
day
it.
and age where at any point in time we have a show on our phones or on our laptops, right? And so what that does is it gives everybody a voice, good or bad, positive or negative, influential or the least. But I always, I'm very passionate about making sure that when people have an opportunity to influence and to amass an audience, that you please use that influence for something of positivity, and for something, to inspire people to just share something that will be good for the people. So my thing is, don't be self-seeking in your opportunities to get on to a media show or to get onto anybody's platform. It's not about you, just self-seeking and showing who you are and boasting about yourself, but like, bring value to the table. Use media opportunities to teach, to inspire thought leadership, to change a narrative, to set the record straight. But don't just be out there like self-promoting. It's not a commercial where you're just straight self-promoting. It's an opportunity for you to show people what makes you special, what makes you unique, and why anybody's, why are we worthy, of why are you worthy of this attention. So just make sure that when you open your mouth, that like it's something of a good cause, and be super strategic about these media opportunities, right? You don't just want to just be out here for nothing, but it's just like, what is the purpose? And so, for example, I have a client, a surviving vegan. A lot of people know I am surviving vegan. Orisha and Grizzy are the founders, and they are so passionate about helping the Black community transition to veganism and what that looks like from a holistic lifestyle standpoint. And so what they're doing is setting the record straight and teaching people, hey, these are myths about veganism. This isn't true. These are things that you should consider. And this is why this changed my life. I want to change yours too. And so their whole purpose about getting in front of bigger media opportunities is for them to get in touch with the Black community and to save more people through veganism. So that's an example of having something of value to say.
That's a major key right there. I would 100% agree with you on that. So now that's number three, which is, I hope you guys are taking notes. I see Whitney over there dropping the gems in the chat. Hope you guys are
Shout
not
outs to
missing
Whitney.
any of these keys. Okay, so what's number 4?
Number 4 is what I know you teach about all the time, which is digital branding.
Mm,
You got to have an authentic presence. Your presence has to be authentic. People can see through that day in and day out. I know we talk a lot about digital marketing, but I just would encourage you to just show up as who you are, but to keep your social channels updated and relevant, because when your publicist reaches out on your behalf, or anybody on your team reaches out on your behalf to book you for a media opportunity or a speaking opportunity, the first thing people are going to do is they're going to Google you, and they're going to research your social media channels. And if the message that you are pitching is not in alignment with what's on your channels, that right there does not create a positive vibe for your reputation. It will confuse the audience and the readers to be like, whoa, who is this person? Is this true? Like, I'm confused. Like, are they this or are they that? So whoever you are, whatever that message is, be super authentic and consistent with it, right? Super consistent. I know that as soon as, Ashley introduced me to Brendan, you was on Instagram immediately. You was just like, oh, boom, it's her, So you just want to keep that digital presence consistent, posting. Yes, posting every single day is a thing. 3 to 5 times is a thing. Yes, no, we won't be annoyed if you do it. No, it's not too much. No, it's not overselling. No, you are being present, right? And so that is what you need to do. And you need to be intentional about the messages, and just have clarity about what you post.
100%. I gotta just give you a little golf clap on that joint. Give you a little pound on that. 100%. I always say, simply, more is more. A lot of
I
people are
like
thinking,
that.
hey, I don't want to post because I posted already. I don't want to send an email because I don't want to be a bother. Listen, y'all, more is more. The more you can do, the more opportunities you have to make that connection, to get in front of people. You can't just assume that just because you send an email, they got the email. You can't just assume because you posted, they seen the post. They
That's the
may actually like
truth.
they may actually like you, and they may actually want more from you, but you ain't posting enough. So then they're gonna go watch this other person or go tune into the other person because the other person's more consistent, right?
Consistency.
Right. So one thing you said was show up as you are, but even more, I would even like break it down a little bit more finite to that. Just show up.
Yeah.
Just show
Yeah.
up. So yeah, okay, cool. So what's number 5? You dropping some gems today.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Nah,
that. So
these
number
gems.
5 is, do you have a strong call to action? And what do I mean by that? A call to action is after you have had this wonderful opportunity to stand in front of an amazing audience. You are, doing your interview, you are speaking on this stage, and then it's like, what is that action step that you want people to take? Because this opportunity has then put you in front of thousands and thousands of new potential business customers, members, subscribers, friends, donors, all of these people, new people, eyes on your brand. How do we support you? How do we keep in touch with you? How do we follow up with you? What's next? Do you have an event? You have to direct the attention to do something. If you don't direct the attention to do something, you miss an opportunity. And then it's just like, oh, shoot, I forgot to drop my phone number. I forgot to tell them my email. I forgot to tell them my website. The thing about media interviews is they are short and concise, straight to the point. The journalists are exceptional at their job. They are professionals at what they do. They are there for their agenda and you're there for yours. So, you know, you ever seen an interview where, might have been a celebrity doing an interview with the journalist, and they're talking about one thing, and then the journalist derails the conversation into something else, like, oh, they want to talk about the relationship, or they want to talk about the breakup, or they want to talk about the accident, and they're like, wait, I thought I was here to talk about my NBA career, and now you want to talk about my personal life. That's an example of a journalist being on their own agenda. So if you aren't focused enough to make sure you derail that attention back to your agenda, they could very well wrap the interview, switch the cameras to the next thing, and they're queuing up the next act, and it's just like, oh, I forgot. So they may or may not remind you to tell people where to follow you or to tell people how to keep in touch with you. So I want you to know, boom, I'm doing this interview for X, Y, and Z. All right, I got a boot camp coming up. I'm gonna tell everybody to go to the website to register for my boot camp. Oh, boom. All right, I want to enroll 30 more people into my program. So I'm gonna tell everybody to DM me. Whatever it is, just make sure that you have a direct call to action to that opportunity to maximize it.
100%. I couldn't agree better. And if you're someone that doesn't speak up, a cheat code would be just get some merch and just put your Instagram on it.
I
Put
like
your
that.
put your number on it. If you got a hat, put it on there. Because sometimes you might forget. So just get a shirt or something, or get a hat, and just in case you forget, that'll just do the speaking for you. And if that segment is played over and over and over, whether or not somebody has a sound or not, it can still get that call to action to direct them to wherever you want to send them. So that's a quick
Right.
little hack if you guys are, you might be a little anxious about, speaking up and talking about yourself, or, giving that call to action. That's a little hack on how you can still get them to where you want them to go.
Brendan, I think I'm gonna have to borrow that, add that to my toolbox. I really like that one.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
100%. I would definitely encourage you to take that. There's so many different things that we can go into, but I want to make sure they get all these keys. What is key number 6?
Oh, we down to number 6. We rocking. Okay, so we actually went over number 6, which is the professional bio and the headshot. Do you have
Okay.
that? Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So number 7.
Number 7 is an age old, like, this will get you earned media every single time. I swear to you not. If y'all ready for this, say I'm ready for this. This is the key of all keys. This is one that sometimes we forget. So if y'all ready, I need y'all to say I'm ready for this last tip. This last step is definitely a game. Okay, I see 1, 2. I see I'm ready. All right, bet. Okay, so this last particular tip that I have for you, drum roll, please. Okay, align your business with a social good cause or a community impact cause. This will immediately help you amplify, first and foremost, your heart. Everybody loves a story of a successful leader, a successful CEO who not only has made it in their business, they've run up the bag, but they also care about the community. They care about something there's so many causes, there's so many things that's wrong with this world. And it's important for us as humans, human to human, mankind to mankind, that we utilize what we have to help the next person. So the media always has opportunities for community news, community corners, amplifying the positive things within the news cycle. It's not always a big segment, but it's an opportunity that they have to fulfill due to their contracts and their commitments to the stations, and just their responsibility. Perfect example, Nehemiah Davis, right? Nehemiah Davis built his career in Philadelphia as a philanthropist. I was his first publicist. I helped Neo build his brand locally in the press. Nehemiah was a faithful, humble servant who gave back with such a huge heart to children, to those in need, to the homeless. And every single time there was an opportunity to amplify a positive message in the city, when they wanted to say, hey, we want to shine light on somebody who's killing it and who's helping other people, Nehemiah's name would be Nehemiah. He did this weekly, and he still does. He has a community center. And so that's an example of someone who was able to start out. And this is something that you can take throughout the rest of your career and the rest of your business. I'm not saying go start a whole nonprofit. I'm just saying it's a great way for you to amplify and for people to get to know another side of who you are. They will always come find you when you're doing something good for other people.
Yeah, I think that's a super bar right there. I'm glad you saved that one for the end, because woo. Listen, listen. Okay, so this episode's a little different. You're providing so much value. I don't think they even have questions, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because normally there's at least one question in the chat. So, but I hope you guys are really digesting this information. If you missed anything, obviously, as soon as the episode's over, it's going to be right on YouTube. So you
Lit.
can literally go back and dissect everything and grab everything again. But I just want you guys to make sure that you got number 7. Align your business with a social good cause. Um, and like Jeter said, if you're someone that you don't want to start your own nonprofit, find one that has a cause that might be partial to an experience that
Yep.
touches your heart. It could be like, for instance, my aunt passed away and my grandmother passed away from lung cancer, right? So I could align with a lung cancer cause. My mom
Mhm.
passed away of an illness. I can align with that. I think that young kids should be tapping into entrepreneurship. They should be
Mhm.
tapping into fintech. They should be tapping into to more digital engineering and digital architecting. That's something that I can align with. So I think that's so crazy. I hope you guys are
Yep.
getting all these gems. It's amazing. Hold on, I think I just got a text real quick from my cousin about you, real quick. She said, she said, DP Jeter is on spot with number 7. You absolutely reap what you sow. The more you give back, the more you get back, personally, your heart, and economically, the community. So, yo, that's my cousin. She's like my mom. Shout out to her. She's watching live, and she just gave you some love. So, she said,
Shout outs to the
"Yo, this is
family. I
on point
appreciate
for
that. All
number
love.
7." Stacy, I appreciate you tapping in live back at hometown in Boston. So yeah, I don't
Yes.
want to keep too much more in your time. We're 16 minutes overtime. I like to keep these segments to 30 and things like that. But before you go, why don't you let everyone know where they can tap into you? Where do you currently have going on? Maybe someone right here is inspired and they're like, yo, I want her to do my PR. What do they have to do to apply? Drop some of that information. And actually, there's an ebook that you have. I'll put the link below for you guys to grab that ebook. So if you guys want to get a little bit more information from Jeter, definitely click the link below, grab that ebook. Yeah, let them know how they can tap into you and how they may be able to apply to become a client.
Definitely. So, thank you again for the show, for bringing me on. I enjoy connecting with other marketers, especially Black marketers, and just really adding value to business owners. I want to see you all thrive. I want to see you all scale. I want to see you go from, not just stay as a small business, but scale your business to 7 and 8 figures. And so, I'm committed to giving the game away. You're not going to find another publicist like me who also going to teach you the methods and I'm just going to give you the processes, right? That's super abnormal in my industry, but things are different, times are changing, and I've learned a lot. So I want you to also understand too, because what I've seen and found is that people are super interested in PR, but they don't understand the value of it. They don't understand how to best utilize it for their business. And so you can tap into all of that value. I continue to share these tips and just other things that I think about on my Instagram. My handle is right here on the screen at DP Jeter. First and foremost, go ahead and follow me there. Rack up the numbers, run me up, throw in all the comments, and tap in to there. And you'll continue to get empowering tips to not only inspire and empower your business, but also your lifestyle and your mindset. I'm a publicist. I do this, for my business, but I do so many other things. And so one of the things that I have coming up and that I'm super excited about, I actually have my own mastermind called Meet Up to Millions, Miami
Is it
Mastermind. And
is it in Miami?
it's in Miami.
Oh, I might have to pull up.
I think you need to pull up. What's up? We need some of this marketing. We need
I
marketing.
think. Well,
Uh,
listen, I think I got to pull up for that.
So the mastermind goes down June 23rd to the 25th. It is a 3-day experience, but you have the opportunity to then work with us and be a member and to join us for a year-long mastermind experience. So, to get that information, to apply to be accepted, because it is invite only, it is private. We're looking for entrepreneurs who are focused and who are serious and who are full-time, ready to take their business to 7 and 8 figures. Like I said, I love working with women CEOs and Black CEOs. And so you can get that information at meetup2millionsmastermind.com. Ashley, can you drop that link in the comments for everybody? I think it's meet up to, wait. Is it the word two? Let me see, y'all. Actually, gonna drop it for y'all. Meet up. It's actually the number two. So you're going to go to meetuptomillionsmastermind.com for that information. And again, I'm on Instagram at DP Jeter. And if you're interested in learning more about getting a publicist or working with me in some capacity on your PR, you can DM me the word PR and we'll take it from there. Just go ahead and go to Instagram, DM me the word PR. We'll take it from there and we'll figure out ways to work together. But I'm excited. I'm excited about, spreading this gospel and making sure that your story is told.
100%. Well, Jeter, thanks a lot for taking the time and jumping on the Imperfect Action Show. We're definitely excited that you came and spent some time with us today. And I hope you guys take these gems and literally take some imperfect action as soon as today, right? So even if you're not executing on something, at least position yourself to execute, right, this week so you can get some data back and decide, okay, I need to double down on this and maybe do something different or whatever the case may be. But obviously, amplifying your message is going to get you more sales, it's going to get you more brand awareness. And like I said before, Gita jumped on, you literally you cannot do anything to improve, but get more people to see what you got, and you'll still get more sales. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys follow DP Jeter. And it's been another episode of Imperfect Action Show. All right. Peace.